Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Shri Saraswatyai Namaha. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Saha Viryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma Vishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Vakratunda Mahakaya Suryakoti Samaprabha Nirvignam Kuru Me Deva Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada. Saraswati Mahabage Vidye Kamalalochane Vidyarupe Visalakshi Vidyam Dehi Namostute. Yadaksharam padam brashtam matrahinam च यत् भवेत् तत्सर्वं क्षम्यतां देवी प्रसीद परमेश्वरी. अखण्डमण्डलाकारं व्याप्तं येन चराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः. अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः. गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुरेव परं ब्रह्मा तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः. हरि ओम. So we will start off. We are at chapter 5, no? Samas. Of the second chapter, the fifth topic, which is quality of overactivity, restlessness, or in other words, Rajo guna we are speaking of. And here, Swami Samarth Ramdas is giving us the outer expression of this particular Rajo guna. He is speaking of people's vyavahara, their actions. And the actions actually speak very loud. We should watch people's actions. We can come to know their intention also, or which guna for that matter. So the expressions of Rajo guna we are speaking about. We read from 21 to 30. We shall read it again and just see what is Swami Samarth Ramdas saying. Here he says, we had completed up to, I think, 21st to 30, right? Yeah. So, yeah. 1 minute. There is something coming on my screen. काम मागे जे जे भोगिले ते ते मनी आठवले दुःख अत्यंत वाटले तो रजोगुण. वैभव देखोनी दृष्टी आवडी उपजली पोटी आशा गुणे हिंपुटी करी तो रजोगुण. जे जे दृष्टी पडिले ते ते मने मागितले लभ्य नसता दुःख झाले तो रजोगुण. विनोदार्थी भरे मन श्रृंगारिक करी गायन राग रंग तान मान तो रजोगुण. टवाळी ढवाळी नंदा सांगणे घडे वेवादा हास्य विनोद करी सर्वदा तो रजोगुण. आळस उठे प्रबळ, कर्मणुकेचा नाना खेळ, काम उपभोगाचे गोंधळ, तो रजोगुण. कळावंत बहुरूपी नटावलोकी साक्षेपी, नाना खेळी दान अर्पी, तो रजोगुण. उन्मत्त द्रव्यापरी अतिप्रीती, ग्रामज्य आठवे चिंती, आवडे नीचाची संगती, तो रजोगुण. तस्कर विद्या जीवी उठे, परन्यून बोलावे वाटे, नित्य नेमास मन विटे, तो रजोगुण. देवकारणी लाजाळू, उदराला लागी कष्टालू, प्रपंची जो स्नेहाळू, तो रजोगुण. So we shall just see. काम मार्गे जे जे भोगिले, ते ते मनी आठवले. Such a person, expressions we are speaking of, if he is constantly seen brooding over past suffering, such a man broods over many past sufferings and becomes very unhappy in that memory. So we see some people keep referring to their past. You don't know what all I have gone through. Oh my, I have done that. Thinking of that, he becomes unhappy. He doesn't look at that. Many of us think, in fact, if we are living completely in the present moment, the past should not come to us at all. And even if we do think, because something in the present is referring to that, one must be able to pick up from the memory whatever file is required, deal with it, and close it. There is no need to brood and keep talking about it and thinking about it. But this is the way we are clouded, awareness and consciousness from expressing itself is crowded because of this mind, which becomes a thick cloud here. And this person not only is living in that of the past, and he becomes unhappy also at the same time. Yeah? Why are you unhappy? Why are you sad? Nay, all those memories of the past are there. I'm not able to let go of that. So this is an expression of Rajoguna. Then Vaibhava Dekhoni Drishti Avadi Upajali Poti, Asha Gune Himputi Karito Rajoguna. Such a man looks at the glory of others, Vaibhava Dekhoni. He sees Vaibhava, glory of others, and desires to have the same for himself. Avadi Upajali Poti, in his heart, or he also was craving for the same. Oh, I wish I could be like that. This person sings well. Oh, I wish I could sing like that. Oh, I could do this. Desire. He is full of desire. He wants to do all. And in vain he hopes for it. That's another thing. He doesn't realize that probably he is not capable of it. Now, if Sattva Guna is there, awareness is there, and you recognize your own capabilities. But here, Rajoguna is he is so overcome by it. He looks at others and thinks that he will be also able to do as much or better than that. And he wants that. He wants that appreciation for himself. So the moment somebody is being appreciated, he feels he should be like that and he should get that appreciation. Such a man looks, when a person's mind demands whatever he sees, जे जे दृष्टी पडिले ते ते मन मागितले. Whatever he mind demands or whatever he sees, he wants to have that and becomes miserable when it is not possible to get it. And then it is the effect of rajas. So Rajoguna, it is in daily life you will see some people behave this way. Why some people? We must look at, we are doing the same. So whatever I want it right now. And whatever I desire, I should have it. And if it is not possible, for me to have it. See, these people don't think clearly. See, if Sattva Guna is there, this person has that clarity ki what is possible for me. Am I capable of getting it? Is it possible that I achieve this desire? He is thinking about it and he wants to fulfill those desires, which is really worthwhile following, first of all, because he's done this vivekam, he's used this discrimination, sense of discernment as to which desire truly needs to be fulfilled for me to grow spiritually. Whereas this Rajasic person, he is clouded, he thinks in vain that he is capable of all that. He not only thinks he's capable of getting and he wants everything that he sees, he thinks he deserves it also. So when he doesn't get it, he becomes very unhappy. And he says, how people are able to do all this and that, and I am not able to do, you know, they are so lucky, I couldn't get. It is the effect of Rajo. And when the mind is very frivolous and man sings songs, that is also Labhyanasta dukha zale to Rajo guna. Vinodharti bhare man. He is looking at, constantly entertaining himself. And man sings here in the translation, it is written, man sings classical songs full of amorous sentiments with various moods. Huh? Vinodharti manabhare shringarika kari gayan. All the rasas he wants to enjoy. Rajoguna is full of this desire, passion, hatred, fear. So you will have the navarasas. Here. So here he is in a mood to sing all these songs. He likes to listen to that. Whereas the one with a sattvic kind of mind, he will also be listening to songs. But which are the kind of songs he will listen? It will not be about the Navarasas. It will be about, and even if it is mentioned about Navarasas, it will have something to do with bhakti or his favorite deity. It will be his Ishta Devata. He, with that, he will think of transcending, like the mystics do, very many people, when they sing, like take a Santa Tyagaraja, Bhakta Suradas, these are all people who immersed Meera, the kind of bhajans she would sing, not that she was not writing or singing, classical, but the rasa behind it. What kind of sentiments does it um, invoke in you? So if it is all about these passionate then it is the sign of Rajoguna. Also, he says, Ranga Ranga Tanamana to Rajoguna, Tawali Dhawali Ninda, ridiculing, slandering, meddling, quarrels, chit-chatting with lot of laughter and humor are the qualities of Rajoguna, which means they look forward to these happenings, experiences. See, a person, you can laugh. Should you not chit chat? Yes, you can chit chat with friends. You can meet friends. You can laugh. You have had a good time. But that is a sattvic quality. Will say, okay, I had a good time. Period, and now it's over, and that's it. But the Rajasic person, he is constantly looking at this. When will we meet and when will we laugh and chat and talk? And he takes great enjoyment in this. Quarreling with people, are getting argumentative. Meddling also is written here. Unnecessarily getting into others' businesses. If something is happening, why is this happening? Why it can't happen the other way? Why is anything happening the way it is? He has to be bothered. So such are the qualities of Rajoguna. Hasya Vinoda Kari Sarvada to Rajoguna. Alas Uthe Prabala Karma Nuketsa Nana Khela. When Rajas is strong, the man either becomes very lazy, very lazy, or wastes his time in entertainment, or has various enjoyments at a time. His mind, he becomes lazy in the sense physically he may not do much, but his mind is wandering here and there, restless. And he spends a lot of time seeking entertainment. So, there are people who have to have constantly the radio on, listening to whatever is happening, then the TV on, it should be on. And news is going on or something. Oh, this is happening there, this is happening there. Constantly, this has happened, that has happened. So what? No? And now we have everything happening in our what we call in our hands, palms hold that. So if no TV and no this, people at least want to watch Facebook and WhatsApp and go through what is going on there. Mind has to be occupied like this, and we blame, of course, they share some responsibility. They do share for these media, houses. Media homes. They cover events also like this, one event after the other, and they are in such a hurry to give you breaking news because so many of us are filled with this guna that we are waiting for this. Huh? Why would they want to be the first to break that news to you? Why are they competing like this? Because that's where the market is. See how, and they make us also this way. So he is looking for various enjoyments at a time. Then also he says, he a man of Rajasic quality is an artist, actor doing mimicries, attends dramas, and throws away his money in various games. Kalavanta Bahurupi, Natavaloki Sakshepi, Nana Kheli Dana Arpi, Torajo. Gambling, wanting to spend and enjoy, like any form of entertainment is okay. He will spend a lot of money in that. Sitting at home, he can't sit in one place, first of all. So he doesn't mind if it is going to be entertaining and his mind is going to be in it, involved in it. He doesn't mind spending any amount of money, taking the effort to go anywhere, as long as his mind is entertained. He cannot sit silently, quietly, meditatively in a place. And artist, actor doing mimicries. See, all of this requires a lot of mental activity, and not usually a person who is sattva guna pradhan. We are not talking about tamoguna at all here because they are not capable of all this. But sattva guna pradhan, if required to, he will do these things when needed, if there is a reason for it. Otherwise, his mind is not in this worldly vishaya, this objects of the world. That is the difference. Whereas the one with Rajo Guna Vritti is constantly engaged in his mind. He is obsessed with his own mind actually. And that is enough for him. And he looks for tools. Even the constant need to entertain his mind and focus it somewhere is Rajoguna. A Rajasic man is found of intoxic, written here, like wine, etc. And he has even company of evil people. Unmatta dravya pari ati priya. Unmatta is something that people take, dravya, which drugs or intoxicants or alcohol, so that the mati is not, you want to lose your mind. So that kind of objects, he is ati priti for him. He loves that. And he also, with, it said that avade nichachi sangati. And Gramajya Athave Chinti is constantly remembering, thinking, my village, my home, and Avade Nicha evil people. Here it is written evil. What is evil? Those who are going away from who they truly are, their selves. So the one who is completely lost in this world, who is so attached to everything in this world. This world is nothing, as Swami Samarth Ramdas tells us later. before we came and after we leave this body, where will this be, right? Before we came, who were we? And as we leave this body, who are we going to be? That is the question. It's just this in between 70, 80, 100 years that we live. This is the moha we get caught up in, and the way we act here. So a person full of Rajasic guna is totally involved in this, and he is taking everything very seriously. He has a great sense of doership. So he doesn't mind keeping, in fact, he doesn't like very sattvic people. He will like, he says, oh, these are people who talk of otherworldly, which I don't care. I have some things here. My senses tell me this is the world and I'm enjoying, I'm getting entertained. I'm also feeling sad. I'm also feeling sorry. I have unhappiness also in this. All this is real and for me now here. So whoever speaks of this world, and even if he is doing wrong, he doesn't see wrong. Huh? He will, in fact, even be impartial, and to him, such a person, they say, he is good to me. I have something to benefit from him. I will even make friends with such people because he himself is filled with Rajoguna. And then people ask, he's so educated, how did he get lost and how did he go into such a company? Because Rajoguna is here. And then when there is an urge to steal or an urge to insult others by pointing out their defects, and when the mind becomes bored with daily routine, it is rajas. Hmm? Um, Urge to steal. He, he is so attached to things of this world, he doesn't mind. If that stealing can get him his satisfaction, it can keep his mind entertained. Stealing is not only objects, but sometimes we steal people's ideas also, and we don't give them credit. We call it plagiarism, no, here. And that's why now even whatever is there, we copyright it. Our books, when authors write, when products are invented, they patent it, they call it, right? Because they don't want anybody stealing and saying, this is mine, this is my invention, this is my writing. So even ideas can be stolen this way. They don't mind doing that. Rajo Pravritti will make them do that for their own benefit. So trying to pass off things as though it is theirs. So he will steal, and then he has an urge to insult others. Insult by pointing out. And how will he point out the defect? Not so that he's interested or he cares for them to improve and change. But the whole idea is to simply insult. He has hatred in him. He doesn't like, and if he is not getting anything from this person, if he is getting something, if he has ulterior motive, he will praise that person unnecessarily. And then when he is nothing to gain, he will insult that person for nothing. Because that is his Rajoguna that is speaking this way. So he will point out something and laugh. He will put down the other person. He does this and he becomes bored with daily routine. He has no patience. Every time he is looking for something new, something different. Tell him to stay for 1 week with some routine of one kind, he will not like it. That is a Rajoguna. A person who is very mind is calm and still will not bother whether this is entertaining him, not entertaining. He is very content with himself. But the person with Rajoguna can't be staying with the same thing. That is why, you will see people say very quickly, I want a break, I want a change. No? Because filled with restlessness. And they're looking for something different. They don't want to go through the same experience. Their mind is asking for some activity, some newer experience, some different experience. And because they have so much faith in this world, and they think that they can be entertained. Objects of the world will give them satisfaction. Therefore, they keep running. So I find that sometimes, many students also are there. They say, why don't you come over? It will be a good change for you. I wonder, I never asked for a change. What is that change that I'm going to have there? I always wonder. They'll say, it will give you a break. Why is a break from what? I'm not seeking. If something has become very monotonous and very boring, yeah, and if you see maximum number of people, I heard them say that things are boring, we are looking for change, even I want a change. Huh? That means how much unfulfilled you are at every time. If you're constantly looking for a change, and if you are facing boredom every day, seriously, we need to look at ourselves. I just saw recently, it was a very nice point. There was this person making a note on behavior and expressions. Typically, he says, what is the employee reaction to work? He was saying, and he said, employee reaction. You just tell, you just even if you think, even if you're not an employee, what will come to your towards your work? What will come? Drudgery, boredom, mechanical, and what are you looking forward to? Because you're doing, why are you doing whatever that you're doing? What I'm looking forward to is a weekend. People are so happy in offices Friday evening, you will see them in a very good mood. Monday morning, they are not in a good mood. Unfortunate it is. But this is the way it is. So what are you looking? I earn money for my retirement. For that sake, I am doing all this. Like it's already a sacrifice. And I am looking for a vacation. I'm looking for a weekend. This is their motivation for work. Versus an entrepreneur. Now you tell he is going to work. How is he going to work? What drives him for that work? It's his passion. He wants to create something. It's creation. It is, he wants to see something happen. So initially, he is even willing to take a loss. He is working. He will say, I may face a loss, I'm risking that. But a person who is earning a salary, you tell him 1 month you're not going to get salary. Look at him, he will quit that very day. But look at an entrepreneur, he will not quit that day. What is the difference between? No, okay, I have gone away from the topic of Rajo Guna here. But see the intention behind the action. Both are doing activity, isn't it? But so much difference if we were all to live our lives this way. No, because we have a purpose in life. We have creation. Because even later on, Swami Ramdas also says, you will see Rajo in Sattva. Sattva also acts. There are saints who are 24/7 working. Does that mean that they are Rajasic in nature? No. The body will function because the body has to be kept going. Pranas are constantly moving, and anyway, pranas are working. It is Rajoguna predominant. But the mind, the way the mind functions, the intention is very different. But for the one who is full of Rajoguna, he wants to work and he is disappointed with work, he gets frustrated with work, he is looking for retiring. All of this is his Rajoguna vritti. Then also he says, the quality, he becomes bored with daily. A Rajasic 30th point, if we see, a Rajasic man is hesitant while taking part in religious service, but takes all the trouble for family life and filling his belly. There won't be much, even if he comes for some religious, when here Swami Samartha says religious, he's talking of spiritual evolution only. But you call this person for a sadhana to do something that he will grow with, he gets bored with that until it's not entertaining to him. So you see, very often, very many religious functions and rites also, they alter to such an extent as to suit the audience. No? People can't take a truth as is. So then you have to mix it with lot of stories and jokes and everything, so that the Rajo mind is satisfied, comes, listens, and then that we can hope for some transformation from Rajo to Sattva. He cannot, but see, he is ready to take all trouble. For at what end? That is the difference here. Rajo vritti person will go through lot of trouble for the family and filling his belly also. It is a quality of Rajas that a man likes to eat sweet things and is very careful to have good food which nourishes his body, and he cannot sustain a fast for a long time. Vritti is as written. See, also understand that Samarth Ramdas, whenever we speak of an author, we must also understand what is the period from which, So if he speaks like he is talking of a particular caste, it is not that, or he's talking against a woman or anything like that. Like if he says sweet things. Now, many of us may have a sweet tooth, but is this craving overriding us? That's important to first of all find out that you will do anything to have that sweet. You will buy that sweet and have. Or is it that you enjoy? When given, you say you like it. There is a difference between the two. And he says he is always willing, he wants to eat good food. And that is another very, very prominent expression of the times we are in, I feel, these days. There is a lot of uh, discussion and talk about food and different cuisines. People want to show off what a foodie they are. They like to call themselves, I am a great foodie. I like to try different cuisines and huh? Why is this? This is Rajasic Guna. Whether we like it, we don't like it, that is not the question. But that is why you will find in ashrams and all that very less importance given to the taste for the food. Lot of importance is given to nutrition and health. Okay, so annam is aushadam. So from time to time, the residents of the ashram will be fed, not that they are asked to go on fasting or they are starved. Time to time it will be there, and the master will just say, something will be there, eat and come. That is the amount of, it is time to eat, the body will be hungry, therefore eat. Do not think about it so much. Do not go into the taste of it. So when we serious seekers who are looking for doing spiritual sadhana, and they should not engage in so much of talk of food and what is cooked and what was the taste of it, what more can be added, what cannot be added. Serious sadhaks I'm talking. Because most people don't want to, beyond this, they will not look at even study or anything. But this is automatically, it should go off. What is there is eaten and it is over. Next thing, what can be? That is being in awareness and not being caught up in conditioning. We shouldn't reinforce these ideas. But a person of Rajoguna looks for this. Whatever is romantic in 32nd verse, कड़ा लाघवी पवाड़े तो रजोगुणा नेणो निया परमात्मा ने श्रृंगारिक ते आवड़े भक्ति वैराग्य नावड़े कड़ा लाघवी पवाड़े तो रजोगुण. Whatever is romantic is liked by him, and whenever any art is exquisitely presented, he is very happy. But he has no liking for devotion and desirelessness. So this is what he needs: entertainment. His mind needs to be entertained all the time, and entertained through the senses. There is a lot of emphasis for the senses to be Even if such people go, when they go to the temple also, no, they are more concerned about the beauty and what Nevedyam was served and how was it served and all of that, rather than thinking about the deity and putting one's mind in devotion. So they will be looking at what everyone has worn and come, how is the deity dressed. This is very important to them because it has to please the senses. Rajo guna. Also, a man of this tendency does not recognize hidden Paramatma in all things, but is attached to things themselves. He is constantly looking at things, but he doesn't look for the divinity in those things. This is where he makes a mistake. His attachment is completely because the senses please him and he takes great enjoyment in that. So he is attached to things. Thus he is born again and again. Here, Swami Ramdas says he is born again and again because of this. Also, should we read after this from I have gone beyond 30, no? So 31st to 42 till the end. Let me just read the Marathi verses. Then we'll go ahead with the English. Though I have already covered. गोड ग्रासी ओळख आळकेपण अथ्यादरे पिंडपोषण रजोगुणे उपोषण केले नावचे श्रृंगारिक ते आवडे भक्ती वैराग्य नावडे कळा लागवी पवाडे तो रजोगुण नेनोनिया परमात्मा सकळ पदार्थी प्रेम बलात्कारे घाली जन्मा तो रजोगुण. That is why they keep coming again, Janma, again and again. असो ऐसा रजोगुण लोभे दावी जन्म मरण प्रपंची तो सबळ जाण दारुण दुख भोगवी. Such is the force, as we say, he keeps coming and going again and again. Such is the force of attachment that he undergoes a cycle of birth and death and causes tremendous suffering in it. आता रजोगुण हा सुटेना संसारिक हे तुटेना प्रपंची गुंतळी वासना यास उपाय कोण. उपाय एक भगवत भक्ती जरी टाकेना विरक्ती तरी येतानु शक्ती भजन कर काया वाचा आणि मने पुत्रे पत्रे पुष्पे फळे जीवने ईश्वरी अर्पुनिया मने सार्थक करावे. शक्ती दान पुण्य परी भगवंती अनन्य सुख दुःखे परिचिंतन देवाचेची करावे. आदि अंत एक देव मध्येची लावली माव म्हणोनिया पूर्ण भाव भगवंती असावा. ऐसा सबळ रजोगुण संक्षेपे केले कथन आता शुद्ध तो तू जाण परमार्थिक त्याचे बोळकीचे चिन्ह सत्वगुणी असे जाण तो रजोगुण परिपूर्ण भजन मूळ ऐसा रजोगुण बोलिला श्रोती मने अनुमानिला आता पुढे परसिला पाहिजे तमो गुण. इति श्री दासबोध गुरु शिष्य संवादे रजोगुण लक्षणानां समास 5वा. So we will just see the meaning of this. We saw up to the 34th as we were reading, 33rd he says this person is born again and again. And so such is the quality of Rajas by the force of attachment to things of the senses, objects of the senses, to his own experiences, to his own emotions. People are very, very attached to them. Their own ideas, they're very attached. Very difficult, to tell them that this thinking, they are constantly thinking this way is what is causing them suffering. They say, I don't mind it. It's my thinking, I cannot let go of it. They don't want to correct themselves either. So very difficult. This is Rajoguna Pradhan. Now, it is a fact that this Rajasic tendency is very hard to draw. He says that. And desires are entangled in the complexities of Grihastashram or this worldly life. What can anybody do about it? There is lots that we can do, but what does he say? So, what can we do is to follow the path of devotion. And if follow the path of devotion, this person should understand first that he is very rajasic in nature and that he needs to transmute this guna. It is better that he should understand and recognize that he is suffering and the miseries are multiplied actually more in his imagination and his mind because of the rajoguna in him. Not that there is so much suffering, but he can bring about that because of his rajoguna. So this kind of suffering need not be there and he should seek that. So how can he do that? Bhagavad Bhakti needs devotion, needs to be devoted to a Lord. So when you are devoted to your Ishta, you have to see this pravritti is there and the mind is subtler than these energies. One can, this prana that is there, which acts in one way, if the mind can slowly transmute it, it will be wonderful. So this tendency is hard to drop, but if we take the path of devotion, we can follow the path of devotion. And if we cannot withdraw ourselves completely, at least we should sing devotional prayers as far as. So whatever you're engaging in, that is why Sant Mahatmas say, we also say, isn't it? We are devoted to the Lord. First, offer everything that we are enjoying to the Lord. That should be the first step of devotion. So what happens is we are now careful. When we know that we are offering something to our Lord, is this worth offering? At least this question will come to mind, isn't it? So we must learn this. When we are enjoying songs, there I know of one Swami who once had a program because he knew that people are very interested in film songs, Hindi film songs, So he had a program where they were singing Hindi film songs, and of the same, from that song only, he would take out the meaning to mean that he is singing for his Lord. So even if it has got romance and love and separation and all these rasas in it, the way he would change it, he says, I think of it this way. So what happens? We learn. Even when we are singing these songs, we have to sing it for the Lord. When you do it this way. So that's why here he says, we should sing devotional prayers as well. So while in engaging in anything of the senses and the mind, let us offer it, first of all, to the Lord. Then slowly it can happen. So what we can do is follow the path of devotion, and we should sing devotional prayers as far as possible. Or we should worship God by offering Him leaves, flowers, fruits, and even water. We should surrender ourselves to Him with body and mind. We can begin this practice. Somewhere we must make a start. Then this Rajo Guna will slowly, actually the mind will start seeking this kind of happiness. When, if it has rested in this, when it has experienced some happiness and bliss in doing this puja, in offering, in this thought process, in this devotion, what happens? The mind starts looking for that because it's always seeking something new, So give it this way, to train it to now think at new ways of looking at world, then slowly it begins to like this. We should give in charity according to our capacity, but have loyalty towards God in such a way that either in happiness or in sorrow, we should always think of God. So see the way he's saying how we can get rid of this tamoguna. Try giving things to people. Immediately the mind will say, does this fellow deserve it? Is it required that he should get it? Why should I sacrifice my hard-earned money for someone? All this is Rajoguna. And this is what one needs to give up, isn't it? So if one is already looking at doing that, give it once, act like this once. Act like this twice. Make it a practice to give according to your capacity. But learn to give away things. Donate something. The mind will begin to feel good. And then it recognizes that in giving away, there is so much more satisfaction than taking, grabbing, and hoarding for oneself. If the mind is already enjoying that, it is changing its guna. Before this, the mind is looking at grabbing for oneself. What can I get out of this? If something has to happen, I want to see it. I want to hear it. I want to have it. I want to experience it. This way, we are craving for experiences. The same thing, you just sit down and say, I'll let go. I wanted this first seat. I wanted the window seat because I wanted to go through that experience. And somebody else is also coming. Learn to give it away. When you give it away, you realize, you will understand the peace you are. And then only you will recognize that because of my, need to hold on to something and the experience, I was causing myself suffering. But in the moment you are ready to let go of that thing, you are actually free of that burden. This we will come to know. So he says, offer something to God, cultivate this devotion, cultivate this love for God. And whether you're happy or sorrow, think that this is just the mind's way of craving for something, an experience, and categorizing it as happiness or sadness. If you think of only God, happiness and sadness both will not affect you. At the beginning is God, at the end is God. But only in between, this illusion appears. This is what he's saying. Very, very important, actually, what point he has made here. Where were we? Before we came, we got into this body also, we don't remember. How many of us remember how we were when we were a few months old or when we were born into this world? And then when we were 1 year old, dirtying our clothes, mother was looking after everything. How are we? When did all this start? The attachment with the body, the attachment with things of this world, recognition, the attachment with my own emotions, my happiness, my sorrow, my ideas has taken so, it's become so rooted. We can't let go of these things. And once the body is gone, it's all gone with this. So at the end of this, what is there? God. Before creation, God. After creation, God. At the end also is only God. And in between, this illusion of myself, that is my ego self, creating so much suffering. How will you, and we are engaging in that suffering. How to get out of it? He says we should have complete faith in. I have described in short the Rajasic quality in its mixed form. He is saying it is mixed form. Now the pure Rajasic quality should be known as spiritual. Okay? Mixed, this is because it is mixed with Rajoguna, and he says pure Rajasic quality should be known as spiritual. So there is some pure Rajasic, what is that? It can be recognized in one way. In the very act of doing any devotional work, there is some activity within the sattva. That is pure type of rajas. So sattva inclination, sattva intention, sattva in speech, in behavior, in conduct. Okay, this behavior, speech, expression of thought is all action. So that is rajasic only, this expression. But if it comes, no, from the sattvic mind, then he says that is pure type of rajas. Like we spoke before, when even Swami Ramdas, traveling from one village to other, you know, people, saints do that very often. They are constantly working for the welfare of others. They come, they know they are taking nothing from this world. They don't even look for anything. Like Bhagavan Krishna says, I have nothing to gain in this three worlds. Yet he is full of activity, full of trying to reach out to the other for the welfare of everyone. And they are constantly acting. This is the pure form of Rajo. That's what Swami Samarth is saying. So they are seen as acting. This Rajo Guna, which is full of passion and anger and lust and jealousy and envy and all of that is there, should be transmuted. So action is not, like Bhagavan Krishna says, nobody can live without action. Action is going to happen. You cannot sit. Even sitting, when we say is, I'm going to simply sit, they say. But how long can you simply sit? The body digestion is going on, blood circulation is going on. Action is something you cannot stop. But the intention with which any action is done should be transmuted. It shouldn't be Rajo Guna Pradhan, it should be Sattva Guna Pradhan. So that makes it pure Rajasic. So Rajasic Guna is not so much a problem. This action should be now transmuted. It should be directed towards, like they say, be like a duck in the water, On top of the water, the duck looks very calm and very nice. But beneath the water, the surface of the water, you will see the duck is constantly paddling. So much activity is going on. They always speak of the lamp, which in a windless space is burning silently, unwaveringly. Actually, a lot of activity is going on. The wick is constantly burning. The oil gets over, it gets exhausted, wick gets exhausted, which means activity has happened. But how has it happened? So silently, without any movement. This is action in action. This is very beautiful. This is pure Rajasic quality. In this way, the Rajasic quality is told, which the listeners must have understood in their minds. Now, please listen to the description of tamas. So, the next topic he is going to take us is on tamoguna, not sattva guna. Thus, in the second Dashaka of Dasbodh, in the dialogue between the Guru and the disciple, this fifth chapter by name Rajas, the quality of overactivity, is completed here. So then the next class, what we will do is take up the tamasic quality. There are around same number of 41 verses on tamasic quality. We will try and finish that in the next, complete that in the next class. And then go on to the sattva quality. He speaks of Rajo, Sattva, Tamasic Guna, then about good knowledge and about the qualities of ascetics. How are they? So we will look at all of that in the coming sessions. So the next session, today's session, we will conclude here for today. We will take up, because no point starting to even read it. There is hardly any time left, isn't it? So we will look at the tamasic guna, the next class. So any questions? Anything? You want to share something, since we have some 5 minutes left? Sometimes one can be vibrating between two gunas. Sonali is here. Yes, vibrating between two gunas just take over. You have to pay attention to this. When we don't know, about these gunas, we will not be able to recognize them. So what is happening? We are under the vasha, under control of gunas. Gunas means prakriti. Prakriti is made up, it's trigunatmika, maya. Maya is this illusion, because of the gunas you have the entire play going on. And we are completely controlled by it. So life is already leading us and we are doing anything you ask. This happened, that's why I did this, that happened, that's why I did this. Nowhere we seem to have any kind of, control over anything. So, but we think we have a lot of control and we are as though we are driving force behind everything. So this creates a lot of illusion. So these gunas are always there and they come at their own time. Now, a santa or an ascetic or a yogi is one who has control over these gunas. He has controlled it. He has recognized it. He is able to manage it very well. So how are we in the mornings? If it is a holiday, all the more pleasant and very much at peace. I don't have to rush, very happy. Huh? Then somehow all the rush begins because day started. In fact, if there is no rush, we feel we are missing something. This is also the sickness of today's world. You are supposed to be busy. You are supposed to be full of Rajoguna. If you don't have Rajoguna, you're a waste in life. How these Rajasic people are such a waste, only the Sattvic will know. Because they have so much energy and how beautifully it could have been directed into gaining the right purpose, but they are just so confused and doing so many things because they have to be doing. That is the bhavasa. They have to become something. What is, they have to change that. How they have to change that. They are in total non-acceptance of whatever is. This is the Rajoguna. So this keeps happening. Sattva guna, when you are very peaceful, shant, बैठे, people enjoy that. Now, if you are full of rajoguna, no, even if shant बैठे हो, seashore में बैठे हो, immediately rajoguna takes over. You can't sit anymore in peace. 10 minutes you would have sat. You will say, let's go for a swim. Let's run on the beach. How long to sit here? We need to get back to work. You have to go back to your worries. That is rajoguna pushing. You can't stay in sattva for long. But totally sattvic person is very happy. He doesn't want to do it. He's just, and he is content wherever he is. But this needs to be cultivated. Tamoguna comes to us immediately. Like we cannot control it. When Nidra Devi showers us with her blessings, when I went to sleep, I don't know. I was listening to this song. That's the last thing I remember. And I don't know what happened after that. What happened? You were just tamoguna took over completely. You just fell asleep. And you didn't know what was happening. Tamoguna is that. Tamoguna is also a lot of ignorance. Lot of us speak, our words are coming from ignorance more than knowledge very often. Our questions are coming from utter ignorance of even the subject matter that we are asking. So one wonders, So this also can be there. That is also tamoguna. Tamoguna is very rajasic to sattvic. One has to become from tamo, try and transmute to rajoguna. Then the rajoguna to sattvaguna. You can't go from tamo to sattvic. In understanding, in your conduct, in your grasping of anything. So this wavers all the time. This is going on. But the ideal is, as Bhagavan Krishna tells Arjuna, be in sattva, in vyavahara all the time. This is the yogi practice. Nitya sattvastaha bhava, he says, You try and go beyond these gunas and in vyavahara, be in sattva for maximum time. Be content with who you are in total acceptance of the things the way it is. From there, we can act. That is acting responsibly. The whole idea is to recognize these gunas and then do something about it. Yes, Sonali.
Hariom ji, you spoke about food, the being a foodie or, tasting different food. If one's work is associated with food, trying out new things, what to do then? It becomes like somehow it becoming that it's food is suddenly started becoming important, which, knowing that following food is not right, but still the food becomes important because that is work.
Absolutely, you can do it. And a sattvic person can take care of the kitchen very well. You don't have to be craving for that food. You don't, it has its own purpose. Every work for that matter, you can be totally involved and detached from it. Now, it is not that the Sant Mahatmas don't know salty food from sugary food or whatever. They also know the various tastes and they very often cook very well. But what happens is they are unconcerned about it in the sense undue importance for a Rajasic person. If the food is not made the way he wants it, he will either throw it, he will throw a tantrum, he will get angry, and he craves for that food. He says, I want this food only to eat today for lunch. I want this food only for dinner. Now, for your work, when you are doing it, you can do it without all of this, isn't it? And you know very well, it is an awareness that you do. I'm going to cook this food because people who, there are people who come to my hotel to eat, they need this kind of food. Then they will enjoy this. I'm serving it for them. Fine. You can think about it in a very sattvic way. Ramana Maharshi used to, in the, when he lived, of course, there was the place Tiruvannamalai was not as it is today. So he would be walking around the hills and there were so many herbs growing. He would recognize the herbs for what they were. He would pluck those leaves and bring it back to the ashram and he would tell the cooks, use this herb in this rasam, use this herb in the sabji. This is good for your stomach. This is good for, he was concerned with food and he did all that. That is action, pure Rajasic. He is acting, he is going, bringing and telling them. This is with complete knowledge, not that he wanted that food, not that he was craving to eat. So it can be done. We are talking of those people, who are, and these days I have to watch YouTube and get the latest recipes. And also, the moment you have served food, how is it? Is everyone enjoying? I'm rejoicing in the fact that they are enjoying in the sense that they say, you're a great cook. I love that Rajo guna. That is all Rajo. In fact, when we were young, we were not even encouraged to say something about the food, even if it's good. From bad to no, you're not supposed to say. You're supposed to simply eat what you get in your plate. And I remember, my father would say, you don't like this, you finish that, you have to finish whatever little bit is given to you. Like a karela, bengan, you may not like, children don't like usually. So then you eat, you say, eat that first, the rest you will finish later. That will not be served to you again, but the first time served, you must eat. You can't even refuse. Annam Brahma, they would say, So we were taught that. We were not asked, how is the food? Do you like it? No, Mama, you made it this yesterday, today you have made it again. No way. That was not there in the conversation. And the same thing in the collective conscious today, so much is being bombarded. And we complain that our children don't eat because we are only spoiling it. All the time you're watching that on TV, see how it attacks the senses. And we think this will give me happiness. I want that. I want what they showed there. Unfortunately, we are doing this to ourselves. Food is supposed to be something that is good for my health. Today, how many of us are even eating food that is good for us? Or the way it is prepared for that matter. All of us are buying from packets. All that diet coke and the diet sugar is really bad, let me tell you. Don't go in for all these. Don't fall for all these. Processed foods, pick it up from the mall and 2 minutes instantly done. This is not food. These are chemicals put together and we are eating it. Why? Because Rajo quality has gone in the most impure form. The gunas are working. We must be aware of these things. So do take an interest in food. Nothing wrong in it. And let it serve the highest. Let it be Sattva Guna Pradhan. Conclude then for today. Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Shanti Shanti